Well, that's John Schneider, but that's close enough. How about the other John? There he is. That's the John Glover. Mr. Sam Jones III. Sam. Oh, Mr. Eric Johnson. There he is. Miss Erica Durant. Miss Kristen Kruick. Mr. Michael Rosenbaum. Hey all. And Mr. Tom Wood.
Tom Welling.
Put your hands together for the cast of Smallville.
And for bringing me out here, bringing us out here, Adam. Give Adam a hand.
Love you guys. Thank you.
He's the best.
All right, off you go.
Damn, who's that?
Damn, who's that? Damn, who's that? Damn, who's that?
Damn. I love it. Thank you.
Army now, Rosenbaum. I heard.
People love you.
I see you guys on Instagram. Damn, who's that? Look at Sam. He comes and just, damn, who's that?
We make fun of each person on this.
Someone came with a picture of me on the show that says, damn, who's that on a t-shirt yesterday.
You're welcome.
And I said, what is that? They said, it's you. I said, wait, come over here. That's me. They said, yeah, look, damn, who's that? I was like, what? So now we got the damn who's that army, right?
Damn.
We are so excited to have all of you with us today, all of you with us today. Please give them another round of applause. This is an incredible gathering of cast and guest stars for the show, one of the largest ones we've ever had, and we're excited for year 2 and looking forward to year 3. We're going to move quickly because we've got a lot to talk to you about, but I just kind of rapid fire. I want to ask every one of you down the line, something you remember from your last day on set. Or your last time in front of the camera.
I remember handing this fellow the suit in the Fortress of Solitude, thinking this picture will way outlive me because it was such a great scene and such a great part of the show. Occasionally you'd be doing something where you go, you know, I'm going to be looking at this picture for a long time, and then everyone else will too. So I'm proud to be in that picture with you.
Sam, what about you?
Sam,
I remember chewing some stride gum.
Eric?
My last day on set was in season 4, and I remember you were there and you were there. We were in a field. It was a massive pep rally. It was a flashback scene. I was on another show, and they promised me that I could get out of there by noon because I had to get on a flight and get to another show. And then nobody told the director. And so the director was shooting all the other coverage, and I'm just like, I have to go. And he's like, what do you mean you have to go? And he's like, I have to leave now. And he's like, I haven't shot you. I'm like, that's not my problem now. So then
I've got a job.
I have another job. And it was this crazy Steadicam setup where they're running around last minute, trying to shoot 6 shots with me so that we could get out of there. And then I just felt bad for you guys because you're like, why are we bending over backwards for a buddy here who just needs to get on a plane? And then I literally got in the car and just made my flight. It was perfect. It was quite the fast send-off.
Well, I had gone to the producers months in advance and said I would really appreciate you guys not having me in the last scene in the last day. And they're like, why? I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't deal with it.
he couldn't deal with his emotions.
And we had this really cool AD whose name escapes me, but one of the favorite things he used to say when we would complete a scene, he'd say, we're on the wrong set, which meant move on to the next set, which was a good feeling. And I think we were on the rooftop, that rooftop thing that was built, and we finished the scene, and everybody was like, oh, okay, that's a series wrap on Tom Welling. I was like, handshakes, and then he goes, all right, well, we're on the wrong set. And the whole crew went that way, and I went that way and got in my car and drove away. That was it. There was no other cast member.
You got your wish.
Yeah, I got my wish. Made good producers.
Tom's learning to deal with his emotions now.
This is therapy with all of you.
Yeah.
It's therapy.
Erica?
Well, I remember it was the scene right before I go down the aisle to get married. And I was nervous, well, Lois was. And he was second guessing herself, and he's gonna be there, and all that neediness. And I remember that moment. And then I cried a little bit, and then they had to touch up my makeup. So my emotions are always quite present.
I think my last day was in the alleyway.
I think it was literally Lana saying goodbye.
I think it was, yeah. I think that's what it was.
Kryptonite infected.
I just remember being there. I remember they gave me my chair back. That's it. That's all I remember.
I remember you leaving with a smile on your face.
I know your story of this.
I do. You're like, bye! You like shuffled off quickly.
I'm like Tom though, I don't like having the whole rap out. Like I don't like all of it, so I tend to just be like, okay, bye!
You're just a fast walker, it's not your fault.
I leave set like that.
Really? She's learning to deal with her emotions.
This is Derek.
John?
Last day, right?
Yeah.
Last day.
Last day.
My golly. I think it was with you. And I was standing next to you like this.
Right.
And
And I fell to my death.
I threw you out of the effing window.
effing way. Okay.
I remember they had me for 24 hours. They had me for one day. Put a ball cap on, and they shot everything they could. I think it must have been a 24-hour day. It was the longest day of my life. And I remember I was like, okay, great. And Natalie, our wonderful makeup artist, she cleaned me up. That didn't sound right, but she cleaned all my makeup off my face and my head. I walked out of the trailer and she was okay, and then I just turned around and I hugged her and I just cried. I don't know why. I don't know. It just hit me. I just didn't expect it. And we both had a cry.
You letting your emotions happen.
I let my emotions happen.
It just occurred to me that I think you're probably the only cast member that couldn't just walk off set.
Right.
You had to go back to the trailer for an hour. That's why he was crying.
Yeah. But it was emotional. It was cool. It was kind of like the end of an era, you know? So it was cool.
And now Talkville is your therapy.
Talkville is my therapy. And I think we've had everybody on Talkville. Schneider's been on, Sam's been on, Eric's been on, Eric has been on, Chris's been on.
Tom's been on.
Everybody's been on. Yeah, it's fun. I'm waiting to see if we're going to do the next 3 seasons. Look at Amber. You're going to do it.
Really big feelings about this. Well done. Stay present.
I'm not on the show. But then I start critiquing and it's kind of...
Oh, then you feel bad.
Then critique.
Okay.
Don't feel bad.
He's just saying that because he wasn't on the show.
Erica's gonna take over.
Erica? Take over?
I'll take over. I'm gonna take over.
We were actually talking last night, I don't know if you're there for this, but we were talking about this, and if you decide not to come back, that you and I could be guests on the show every once in a while, and other people could run the podcast.
And
Like
Ryan.
hot potato.
Ryan could run it.
Ryan too?
Yeah, and we would just be the
I'll
guests.
just be there
I
by
don't think he'd be
myself.
happy about that.
Eric and Ryan.
Guys are bored. They don't want to do it anymore.
It's a lot of reading.
We're staring down the barrel at 25 years next year. All of you somehow look the same. Some of us look much older.
You look better.
Thank you.
You do.
Because I got rid of this.
Well, you just look better.
All looks the same. But with the movie coming out this summer, with the resurgence of this character, this IP, and it's so beloved, obviously, to everyone, what do you think this Tom, I'm asking you, what do you think this lasting legacy of this show is going to be for another 25 years?
I think the beautiful thing is what I've experienced at the cons is people coming and saying, you know, not only did they watch with their father, who unfortunately might not be there anymore, but this is my son. And now I'm watching with them. It's multi-generational. And it seems to be just being passed down, which is really
You know what's cool is since the new movie came out, Smallville on Hulu spiked.
Yep.
And it's like one of their top shows right now, which is pretty amazing. So maybe a new generation of new audience will be introduced to the show. So that's cool.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think it speaks volumes to how important the show was at the turning point of the century for you all. For everybody, not just for you all. I mean, in a post 9/11 world, coming into this and being a reimagining of this character for the next generation has just been incredible. I'm gonna let Craig ask a question because I'm talking.
Craig, give it up for Craig. Lift inside, everybody. You've been with us for 25 years.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, good for you, but
Registered
why?
February 2001.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
I was a big Superman fan, and I was excited that this Young Clark Kent series was coming out. And then I found out it was a Young Lex Luthor series too, so that made it even better.
Cool, good answer.
So, I have a question. I hope it's not a negative one, but is there anything you wish had been different about your characters?
Got hair? No. I don't know. What do you think, John? What about your character different?
I would like to have lived longer.
Nobody else, I feel that. Sam, you gotta be like looking at him going, really?
Seriously, man, come on, man. I didn't make it to season 4.
Hey, I'm counting for you.
I was missing my best friend for a long time. To leave with the secret and all.
Okay, I wish Sam had lived longer too.
We all do. We all wanted Sam to last long. Eric?
Eric, yeah.
Well, I don't know, I thought we covered it.
Same answer for Eric.
A lot of you guys, didn't you?
Bulletproof, I guess, I don't know.
I can't think of one thing that I would change. It was never my mindset. I was so it like wrapped up in it. I never really even like was giving character notes to the writers. I was just trying on the next scene, like keep going. So I don't know. It kind of, I guess it unraveled the way it did.
Here I come. Chris, come.
I know. He's drunk. I feel like I thought she was really cool. And I was really lucky. And now, having done some different things in my life, I look back and I go, man, it's so awesome to have played somebody that was complicated and made mistakes, and she felt really human. And I look back with a lot of fondness.
I think my answer is, it's tough. If you had asked me then, in 2001, 2002, whenever the heck it was, I would definitely, I would have a lot of comments. Now, knowing her arc, that I know is controversial for a lot of people, I wouldn't trade that. You know, I think that her journey to self-discovery is pretty awesome. It's a massive character arc for someone on a TV show, and I really, in the end, I like it.
John, what would you change about your character?
I was lucky because what I read in the beginning was a sort of a terrible father who was terrible with his son, and what I figured out was that my son has no backbone, and I had to give him tests to make him strong. So and then within that, with Annette O'Toole, Martha helped me to. I mean, we almost got married after I killed Schneidi over there. I would have liked to have lived one more week. So it was very strange, but anyway, she helped me become a human being. So and the writers went with that. So I was very lucky. I did.
She was trying to make you more like me, okay?
Exactly, Sandy. Exactly. Then I would have been a perfect person.
I don't know what I would have changed. I mean,
You said hair.
I was kidding. I think probably all of us can agree that as human beings and actors, we, hindsight's 20/20, but I think if we could go back in time, we would have not taken things as seriously. We would have had a little more fun, not worried about the trivial things, and I think that's just life, and you learn from that. But it was a special time, and I look back fondly on those memories, and I'm proud of the show and what we did. So, absolutely.
Michael, I've heard you say you kept Zod's trench coat. I think that's right. I was wondering if anybody else kept things.
I stole so much shit from that set.
Yeah.
Zod, you did too?
I mean, you taught me your ways. You're He's like, Sammy, we gotta take this. Look at that one. Oh yeah, Tom, remember I was telling you, man, you gotta sign this for me. Remember? You were like, what? I was like, sign this. Yeah, I was in Atlanta, and the other day it was cold, and I just threw on the Smallville jacket. I got Tom's signature on there. So yeah, Rosenbaum taught me the ways early. Gotta take stuff, man. This thing's gonna be a classic. I'm like, all right.
You know, I mean, honestly, you look back, it's like, I thought that this could be the only shit I ever do in my life. And, you know, why not, hey, let's just grab the trench coat. Let's just grab the Lexus glasses. I probably could use those. Let's get that artwork there. Weird doll. What is that? Can I get that? And
Do you still do that in other aspects of your life? Because that's not something else.
You still like, it was Superman. It was Superman. I knew that I should have a lot of this stuff. And I have.
How did you get the piano in your van, though? That's what I want to know. How did you get Lex Luthor's piano?
Yeah, I should have had that.
That was hard. Yeah, you could have done that.
But you know what's good is some of that stuff I'll sell for charity now. Like you'll sell a script and you get a couple $1,000s for your charity, and it paid off. So it's kind of cool to be able to do that. So
I was shooting a little movie up in Vancouver, and this guy came up to me, he was working on the crew, and he goes, "Do you remember me from Smallville?" And I said, "No, I don't." And he goes, "Yeah, I was kind of, anyway." He goes, "I want you to know that when the show ended, I bought all the props for $50,000.
Whoa!
And he has them all, and he's been doling them out and selling them. 50 grand, he got everything. Because at a certain point, they don't want to store it anymore, and they put it all for sale. And this guy bought it.
Why didn't you tell me?
And there he is!
They did sell a bunch of that. The piano, your pool table, all that was for sale.
Sold all that?
Yeah.
I guess you
Didn't they
just
sell,
do
Tom,
sale.
didn't they sell the barn? Because the barn was, I think, 3 barns put together.
Oh, I don't know. It's still there right now.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it's still
intact.
there.
Yeah.
Did you know the studio's not there anymore? It's an ice rink now. They knocked it down. Someone told me that a couple months ago.
But the barn, wait a minute.
The barn out in Alder Grove.
No, I mean the barn in the studio.
Oh, that's all gone.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I think somebody bought that.
Oh, really?
Because at the time, I had property, and I thought, boy, it'd be great to get some of it. But they said, oh no, they already sold the whole thing.
Oh.
It was a beautiful barn. It was sturdy, as I remember.
You know who could make a lot of money is the Aberdeen farm if they ever sold it. That's the Smallville farm, right?
There's a lot of people who haven't been there.
The Aberdeen farm in Vancouver?
Is it still green on one side and yellow on the other? Remember?
The yellow.
I'm colorblind, I don't know.
I think it is because we shot our scene there for a crisis.
Yeah.
And it looked all the same to me.
It's all the same. Yeah, we got invited to spend the day last year.
Anderlini, right?
Aberdeen.
I thought it was Anderlini.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Did anybody else take anything from set?
He took his last name. is what
There
he
you
did.
go. No?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I got one. Tom, is John Schneider aware of how he inspired your performance in Crisis?
I don't know.
No?
So when we went back to do it, it was clear to me, Clark didn't have his abilities, and I got to set, and the crew that was shooting there was part of a TV show called Batwoman or Batgirl or something. And so they had never shot there before, and I remember trying to be polite because they weren't sure where to shoot or what to do, and I was like, you know, just as an idea, we shot this way a lot over here, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, then they did that, and then we started the scene, and I realized Clark's chopping wood, but he doesn't have his power, so I'm like, Clark needs gloves. They didn't have any gloves, so one of the crew guys, big guy, big enough hands, he goes, you can use mine. So those gloves are from the crew guy, and where was I going with this?
Schneider.
Oh, yes. And yes, thank you. And I also thought he would walk like Jonathan Kent. And so even in the scene, I tried to move more like Jonathan Kent on purpose. Even the way that I kind of walk up to the Lex and tell him he's not my Lex.
Did you?
The shoulder turn.
Rocking your shit.
I tried to be a little more like Jonathan
Lex,
Kent.
I don't want you here.
Yeah. And I also remember like with the glove thing, I remember that being something that you would say. You know what I mean? So very much inspired. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
You know what I was just thinking?
Thank you.
You know what I was just thinking? Sam, we were watching on Talkville. We had to watch the episodes, obviously, so I had to watch them. And the episode, I don't know, this is a non sequitur, but when Pete leaves and he cries to Clark, dude, I remember on the show going, dude, you were awesome in that moment. That was, like, you got your like moment to shine. That was awesome, yeah.
Some of you have kids, some of you have kids that are too young to be watching, but will any of you encourage your children to watch when they get older?
My kids are aware of it, but we haven't sat to watch it yet. But they've seen me on TV and be like, "Is that you?" But they're not old enough yet to like be into it to follow a storyline yet. But I think eventually we'll get into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else?
My kids watched a couple. I've already said this before. Like, my 8-year-old didn't like me getting hit in the head much, like for a second. But he's also really has no attention span. So then he was like, "Oh, I'm not over there." And that's how that happened. And then Lachlan, my 10-year-old, I had just done a scene. He just watched a scene with the two of us, and he was like, "Not funny, Mom. Annoying." I don't think I like her. Well, some people thought I was funny. She was a little annoying to Clark. I think that's fine.
No, it was all part of. I
But it's
mean, I
just
think
funny.
Lois helped Clark grow.
That's nice.
And you know, I think we saw a side of Clark we hadn't seen before once Lois came into his life.
Can you tell him that? Because he's going to come to a concert.
I will.
Thank you.
I will.
Great. My kid watched the show and I think made it through 2 episodes, but we finished the pilot and my kid just looked at me and went, "Not very nice, sorry." I'm like, "That's it?" And they're like, "Yeah. Very nice."
You're actually the nicest guy.
So,
I remember
so
that.
they did wish
That's
you
one
lived
thing I did
longer.
remember about Eric. He was always the nicest guy, and he had to play this character that was totally opposite of himself. So Rosenbaum too, obviously. I remember going in the makeup trailer, and he had hair, and he was funny, and I was like, "How's he gonna pull this off?" But we should also shine a light on this amazing actor right here because. I mean, you were one of the nicest people that I've ever met in my
Yes, sir.
And he did a great job with that character. So he's the total opposite, and I also feel like sometimes you play your character so well that it's a little unfair. Like my character is Pete Ross, the best friend of Superman, so I get a lot of love. But I mean, this guy deserves a lot of love. He's amazing. So, yeah.
We got a lot of love in Smallville Nights last night.
Did any of you have a favorite guest star you were able to work with on the show?
Favorite guest star? Schneider, I know yours.
Tom Wopat, for you, I bet. I remember we were on set, and John was always there for me and like helped me a lot, like in every moment of everything we were doing and helped guide me and whatnot. And Tom Wopat was on set, and you know, obviously they're old buddies, and they were talking, and I walked up to John and I was like, "Hey, John, can I?" And he turned to me and you go, "1 second," and you kept talking, and I was like, "Whoa." And I waited.
Just a good old boy.
And then you turned around and you went, "Yes?" I was like, "All right, I see what's going on here. I see the hierarchy here."
Sam, you have a favorite guest star?
Guest star, maybe Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
He was lovely.
Yeah,
He was.
he's amazing, and I remember he's around the same age as us, but I remember like this guy's a legend. This is Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and then I got to have a friendship with him after Smallville and we'd hang out and everything. But he's an amazing actor.
I think he was the first guest star we had that when he was on set and we would walk outside, there'd be fans waiting.
Yeah.
For him.
Eric?
I was just happy to be there, man. I was happy to be included.
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, that was cool.
Yeah.
She was great.
She was really fun. Oh my God.
Yeah,
She was so much fun. I think I had dinner with her one night. Yeah, she was wonderful.
Tom?
Well, for me, I always fed off the energy of every guest star because I needed to kind of like feed off what they were doing. And I was always like, I would always thank the guest stars for being there. I'm like, I'm really happy you're here. They'd be like, hey, you know, you just try to get. I'm like, no, I need you. Like, I need you to do something because
Sucking your energy.
I'm an emotional vampire, and I will take it.
right. But like when Michael Ironside was on the show, because I'm such a big Top Gun fan, I remember being really nervous to meet him, and he couldn't have been cooler to me. He hated Michael. We were doing a scene in the bar. We were doing a scene in the bar. And Ironside sitting in a chair, maybe he's tied up, I don't know. And I remember Michael walks onto the set, because he was in the next scene. He's like, come on, you guys, what's taking so long? He's kind of fucking around. We all know he's fucking around. And Ironside goes, you're that guy, huh?
That wasn't even what
And
happened.
Michael looked at him, like,
Dude.
I know you wanted to say, be like, you're a fucking guest here. I know you wanted to say that.
I wasn't. I came in and I was just joking around with the crew and laughing, you know, just being me. And I just like, hey, how you doing, man? He didn't shake my hand. He goes, you're that guy, huh? Jesus Christ.
Everything's like,
I was just like, oh, all right, I guess I'll go back to my trailer and shave my head. There we go.
she was not a guest star, she was crucial, but when she came in, I loved Freeman, and I still love her. And I think she'll come to this.
I just saw her. She's in that little movie I just
Her trivia, her agent, who's my old agent, called me and I go, hey Chris, what's going on? She goes, listen, Cassidy is going up to be, I guess, a Luther, and you know she's a little nervous and I don't know, and she wants to know what you talk to her. So I got on the phone with Cassidy. I didn't know her, and I just said, we're gonna have a blast and this, and just have fun, and people love her. But she was awesome. She was awesome. I mean, Tony Todd, he was great. Linda Carter,
Carrie Fisher.
Bless her.
Rutger Hauer.
Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder.
Christopher Reeve, of course, Margot Kidder. So many greats. We were blessed. It was great. And even like the no names that come on and just do a couple episodes. I mean, everybody really kicked ass. There was one, Tom, that didn't know their lines at all. And I literally, Tom and I are there and I go, hey, listen, we all do this. It's not a big deal. And my pages, they're called sides. And I just licked the back of it and stuck it to my head on his close-up, and it just read it, we all do this. He goes, are you
I
serious?
remember because he did it, and he slapped me. He goes, "We do this all the time, right?" I was like, "Oh yeah, all the time." I mean, look, okay, I mean, all right, okay.
Don't ever say the name, but wow, that was incredible.
Speaking on like mentioning Chris and Margot, and I know a few of you have done this, but the wonderful thing about the legacy of these characters is the reinvention and coming back years later. Would any of you return in other roles that had something to do with Superman, like Jor-El, you know, things like that, in the next generation?
Would we consider it?
Would you consider returning?
Sure.
Yeah.
I did Laura
Right.
for Supergirl. It was super fun.
Yeah.
I had hours. And the way they explained that, because in real life, Melissa's only 9 years younger than me, and I was like, well, this is what happens. I'm now a mom to a 41-year-old. But they're like, no, it's Krypton. And I was like, no, I've been shoved into mom real quick. But it was super fun.
I think it's amazing. I would definitely do it. I think because of the Superman community that we first found out about 25 years ago, Krypton site and stuff like that, where people were so excited about the show, and you just it made me very nervous. I'm like, wow, we've got a lot of people to impress. And I mean, I had a small part in that, knowing that the weight that was on other people's shoulders and the showrunner's shoulders. But what's incredible is that 25 years later, we're sitting here, we're talking about it, because it means so much to people. So getting an opportunity to continue to be part of that, absolutely. I think it's a pretty amazing community, and that's thanks to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's built by you guys, so thank you.
Well, in closing, I want to be sentimental and say, on behalf of everyone here, thank each and every one of you, because obviously you did something right. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Smallville, give it up for everybody. Stick around, we got more today for you.
I can't stand this ride.